Welcome to my channel, Salim Sir's Spoken English.
Welcome, dear students, to this video. Let's begin by observing some images and texts to help us guess our topic for today. Here we see an example of direct speech, "we are happy," and its conversion to indirect speech, "they said that they were happy." Observe another example. He says, "I love music," which converts to indirect speech as he says that he loves music. This demonstrates the conversion of a present indefinite tense. What have you guessed the topic of this lesson to be based on the images and texts? It's about direct and indirect speech. Our lesson today is direct and indirect speech, specifically Narration Part 1. After studying this lesson, you will be able to define speech, identify its classification, and change speech from direct to indirect. What is speech? Speech is an expression communicated by the speaker, as shown in the conversation here. Speeches are classified into two kinds: direct speech, which is spoken directly by the speaker, and indirect speech, which is spoken indirectly by another. A direct speech has two parts: the reporting verb, which is outside the inverted comma, and the reported speech, which is inside the inverted comma. Let us now cover the basics of speech or narration. Here is how to change verbs from direct to indirect speech, including modals and tenses. This table shows how adverbs change from direct to indirect speech, such as now changing to then and today to that day. The subject, object, and possessive pronouns also change. For instance, I in reported speech changes based on the reporting verb subject, becoming he or she. To convert an assertive sentence to indirect speech, follow this structure: sub plus told plus object, followed by that, and then the reported speech with desirable changes. For example, he said to me, "I am well," becomes he told me that he was well. Let's practice with an example. She said to me, "I was ill." This is direct speech. In indirect speech, the simple past verb was changes to past perfect had been. She told me that she had been ill. Consider another example of changing verbs and adverbs. Suman said, "I will meet you tomorrow." The modal will becomes would, and the adverb tomorrow becomes the next day. Suman said that he would meet me the next day. Here is an example converting present perfect to past perfect. He said to me, "I have done my job." Direct speech converts to he told me that he had done his job, with have changing to had. Let's examine converting simple past to past perfect and an adverb change. Mr. Bean did the best last night changes to he told that Mr. Bean had done the best the previous night. For a simple present tense, I go to school regularly. The verb go becomes went in indirect speech. He said that he went to school regularly. Another example of converting simple past to past perfect. I visited London in 2005. Changes to she told that she had visited London in 2005. Remember this exception. If the reporting verb is in the present or future tense, the reported speech verb does not change. For example, he says my mother loves me remains. He says that his mother loves him. Let's look at another example. The direct speech is, the student says, "I have completed my homework." Because the reporting verb is in the present tense, the indirect speech is, the student says that he has completed his homework. Another example, the man says, "I will lead a corruption-free life." Since the reporting verb is in the present tense, it becomes, the man says that he will lead a corruption-free life. A key rule to remember is that a universal truth will not be changed in indirect speech. My father said evil always remains in evil. Remains. My father told that evil always remains in evil. Another example of universal truth. The teacher said, "The sinner will suffer in the long run." It remains. The teacher told that the sinner will suffer in the long run. Now, let's engage in some practice work. Groups 1 and 3 can list the verbs and their changing forms, and groups 2 and 4 can list adverbs and their changing forms in indirect speech. For homework, please change these direct speeches into indirect speeches. These examples include universal truths and other assertive sentences. This concludes Narration Part 1. Please continue to Narration Part 2.